Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Today we're here at the New York International Auto Show and we're in the Lexus section. We've taken a look at a couple cars, the RCF and the Sport Cup Edition, but let's take a look at the rest here. Again, if you want any tech specs, that's going to be online. We're looking at the visual appeal of the cars right now. This is the 2021 LC. Something that's a little bit too swooping for me, and the convertible aspect would not work in New York City. If you are here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And the color too. For anything that's not as saturated as I'd like it, it just is not something that I literally would be going for. But as this is completely open, let's take a look at the inside here. We have an LCD that looks like it's from 2008, and we have, wow, this looks like a BMW from 2008. Wow, it really does with these kind of chrome accents. We had a, shoot, what was the BMW that we had, like a 7 Series or 3 Series? And that was very, very reminiscent of what that car was here. Here's the LC bespoke build, and honestly, when you take the roof off, it just completely changes the aspect of the car. Also, think of that color too, but this one here, the color, the swooping nature of it, this one works a lot more for me personally. Maybe it doesn't for others, but bespoke build, hey, I think this kind of, yeah, this red, longer body car, it's something that I think just, yeah, it speaks to me. All right, let's take a look at the next one here. This is the UX. This is a short crossover, or I guess considered right now hatchback. Yeah, definitely hatchback, not anything else. Shorter car. Something that, of course, in the city, something I should be going for, but do I want something that's a hatchback? And does America want hatchbacks? Is that still a question that people ask? For me, not for me. I want something that's a little bit taller if I have the space. If I want something shorter, it's going to be something in more of a car, just regular aspect like that. Just seems a little bit short. But for New York, this is what would be perfect. You have the most space to transport things in the back. You can put those seats, you can just smash those forward. But yeah, for this is probably what would work. What's more visually appealing though is this one here. This is the RX. And of course, everybody knows the RX. This is one of their most popular lines, and yeah, that grille, I've seen that many a time in commercials. I've seen that all over the road, and I've seen that at so many different dealerships. Next one here is the GX, the a little bit larger version of this, and it's kind of like a middle child. Honestly, when I go up to the next point, which would be the LX, that's more what I see with a full-featured, full-size SUV. This one just kind of like an odd middle child between a crossover and a fuller size SUV. Maybe as, like, if you know anything about Ford, it's going to be the Escape, the Explorer, and the Expedition, that kind of sizing. Now, something that did catch my eye back here, maybe for good or bad, is the 2022 IS500 color scheme. I very much dislike this kind of gray. It doesn't highlight any lines on the car. All the shadows get lost. It looks like a big hunk of plastic, and it's weird because, I don't know, it seems matte, and I normally like a matte color. It just doesn't work for me. It kind of reduces this car to like an unfinished product, at least in my eyes. It doesn't seem to work. But that's just me. It's something that they obviously believe in and are showcasing, and maybe this is something that catches light best, but for me, it needs a little bit of a sparkle in the paint like this. This does it more than this, just personally, just my opinion. This is the LX, this is the SUV that I was talking to you about before, with a very aggressive grille. You can see it goes from the RX to the GX, I believe. And then fully, you have a radiator style grille just, yeah, that is pretty aggressive. I like it too. Back is a little bit bulbous. I would prefer the back of the GX with the body of the LX, if that makes any sense. So right now here we have the NX. This is a model I'm actually not familiar with at all. Oh, this is a plug-in hybrid electric vehicle. Sorry guys, I've been saying this so many times, but I've been out of the automotive industry for about 10 years. So there are things that I miss completely. Better color in my eyes than this. Volkswagen did a beautiful, beautiful dark, almost black blue. This one should be left on a car and maybe not a crossover like this. But this one, okay, oh, we have the windows open. What's the finish like on the inside? Let's see, the tones, brown with gray? I like this separately if this was a black, completely black exterior. Interesting. Hey, I'd love to be inside. That's all I have to say. Next, let's move on to the cars, beginning with the IS. Now, this is a car that a lot of my friends had back in Virginia in the suburbs. It's just something that I think it just works. It is not as large as the other models. It's kind of like your starter model here, and they seem to like it. I remember a lot of them having the kind of that Lexus blue, or maybe, what was the other color that they had? Definitely not white. White is always going to be a color to showcase the lines, and also a rental unit. Just outside of that, white not really doing it for me. But again, under these perfect lights, I understand why they have to have a pearlescent white here. Next, we have the ES. I don't really have much to say. It's less aggressive than the IS. It's a little bit more long. It's a little bit more bulbous. I know it still has defined lines, but you can see the front is a little bit bulbous. Yeah. It's just not really, really, really for me. Oh, and then, wait, did we look at the LX or did I completely miss that? So the 2022 LX, engineered for adventure, pushing boundaries of off-road capability. The only question is, where will you go first? This, oh yeah, we looked at the LX. This is the one that we looked at the end. This is that big one with the end that should have been the GX. Yeah, not something that I would personally get, but again, this is, hey, by the way, if you want to mute this and you can just like watch all these 200 videos that I've produced on mute, go for it. But yeah, this has been the Lexus section of the New York International Auto Show. Guys, if you have any comments or questions, put it in the comment section below. Don't forget I'm on Instagram at M8B9. You can email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We have a lot more to go through, and I hope I don't lose my voice. Alright guys, I will see you next time.